we got to know about this Pench expedition or the wildlife safari through social media and through common friends. So once we met few common friends and we also went through the social media, we got to know about Shashank and Sanskriti and the team of Wildlife Expeditions. So through them, we got to know about the Pench expedition that they're having from the particular dates, and that's how we got to know about it.
I think Insta. Yeah, we just kept following the wildlife photographers,
Yeah.
and then we got to know about this expedition.
Yeah, so I heard about Wilderlust from a few photographers. I think they'd done their trip. So they had given very good ratings about Wilderlust because there are plenty of tour planners around, right? But if you talk about the overall experience, right, who you go with matters a lot. So for me, I heard I had quite a good feedback about Wilderlust experiences, and that's how I decided. And I had not done a safari in Central India, so this was my first safari experience in Central India. And yes, I would say it's well worth it. Whatever the feedback that they had given, I would actually rate it much higher than that. Though they were good, but yeah, I would rate it very high.
So the Pench forest overall in general was very nice. We are from the south, so the central Indian forest, what we saw and experienced was quite different from what we see in South India. So these are more of dry deciduous forests. So though there are patches of green lands too, and the flora fauna are quite different from what we see in the south. So overall, it was a good experience, and we had a good time at Pench.
My favorite part of the forest were the lakes and the water bodies. They're beautiful with their with the birds, and yeah, that's what was my favorite part about the forest.
I've been to many forests in the past, right? I've been covered forests in southern part of India and northern part of India. But Pench is very different because every forest has its own character. Pench is very wild in the sense like, yes, there are you spot very different types of wildlife over here. Whatever my expectation was before I came into Pench, definitely it met all my expectations. The forest was green. There were patches where it was dry, but again, right. There were like varieties of birds that we saw, like woodpecker, hornbills, ospreys. So then we also spotted a crocodile in the wild. So yeah, it was good, and the whole thing. But when you talk about visiting a wildlife sanctuary or a tiger reserve, right? These are like the side dishes. So you always wait for the main course, and main course is of course served in form of tigers.
And we also had a sighting of a leopard, and that was also a period for 30 minutes, good 30 minutes. And we did see all forms of birds, a wide variety, serpent eagle, kites, ospreys, and many other wide variety of birds. And all other kinds of animals also we did see. But I think the icing on the cake was the tigers and the leopard.
The sighting of 3 tigers together, and the way they were playing, and the way they were really in a jovial mood. So the entire team actually went in quite anxious because the other 3 safaris we had done, we did see a leopard, but we were all very, very eager to see tiger. And what else could we ask for? We saw 3 tigers in the most beautiful way we could. So that was the most exciting movement, I think, of the safari.
So the most memorable sighting that we could come across was obviously the 3 tigers. There was a mother and 2 sub-adult female tigers. I think all 3 of them were in a very jovial mode, I think, running around. And it was very rare to see 2 tiger cubs climb up the tree. And yes, coming down also. And they were in a very jovial mood, playing with each other, jumping on each other.
So the most memorable encounter on the safari was, of course, the tiger and the cubs playing together. So that was like my most memorable encounter. And the thing is, I was able to capture them from very close, get lots of shots. So yes, it was a beautiful experience catching them in the wild.
So the overall experience with the property where we stayed in was very nice. I think the owner was very kind. He did help us with a lot of materials over here. So the overall experience with the stay as well as with the people who arranged us was very nice. We did have a good time.
I think clean rooms, well maintained, and the staff were very kind, always smiling and try to get us whatever we asked for. The food was also excellent. So overall, with the property and the staff, a very good experience, and very sweet and very friendly owner. He made sure that apart from our stay and food, he also made sure that all our safaris and everything else also went really well.
The property was very comfortable, clean. The food was also excellent. Like coming into a forest, right? You don't expect a lot of comfort, but when you talk about this property, it was very comfortable. The owner was nice. He was also someone who seemed very knowledgeable about the wildlife.
The overall experience with the drivers and the guides in the forest were very good. I think we were lucky enough through Wilderlust Expeditions to get some good drivers, guides, and they were very helpful in getting us the sightings that we got. They were really helpful.
Actually, the guides were on their toes to get us a good sighting. There's not a moment where I saw them kind of sitting and relaxing, and they tried their best to give us the best sighting and see whatever possible. May it be birds, may it be the big cat. So as per as my experience, I think I've had one of the best teams and best guides and drivers so far among all the safaris I've gone through.
So the experience with the drivers and the guides, yes, they are very knowledgeable. They know their subject, and the other thing is they are committed to the fact of making this trip memorable for everyone. And coming with Wilderlust, the thing is they of course have the best selection of drivers and the guides who are very knowledgeable. They know the nature, they know the tiger, they know the behavior of the tiger. So it was an excellent experience and highly recommended to everyone.
So the overall experience with Wilderlust Expeditions, Sanskriti, Shashank, I think it was marvelous. It's one of the finest safaris we have had over a period of time. With Sanskriti, obviously, she was very nice, very kind, very helpful. She made sure that we are comfortable throughout, and I think she made sure as a team leader she took care of us very well.
Personally, I feel she's an amazing girl. Very calm, very composed. She knows the stuff really, really well. And she gave us one of the best experiences we could until now with all our safaris. She made sure everything was well placed. There was no hush bush, there was no hurry burry, there was nothing she didn't know about. She knew what was coming up next. So it was a very planned and a well organized trip.
Yes, Sanskriti was a captain and she's very knowledgeable. She's been in this, very passionate. So, of course, right, the experience has to be good because she's so passionate about things that she will go out of her way to make sure that she explains the behavior. She knows how and when they're going to move. And every time I come to a safari, right, the fact is like you tend to learn a lot from the people. And with Sanskriti, yes, like I was able to learn a lot about the tiger behavior, the whole wildlife.
That was an amazing safari, guys. If you would like to in fact join us on our safari tours and expeditions, please do connect with us on the platforms mentioned below. And if you'd like to know more on India's wildlife and our protected areas, please do subscribe to our channel. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.